I hurt myself today to see if I still feel.
Waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain. Waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain. Waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain. Waiting for the bus in the rain, waiting for the bus in the rain.
Stop requested.
Welcome to another episode of Stop Requested. I'm Justin. And
I'm Brad.
This is Brad. As you can tell, we're a little down today. It's the start of spring here in Michigan. And you would think, we'd be excited. No more snow. Get to get outside, play, run around. Not today, and not for a couple of weeks. Yes, folks, we've got nothing but rain in the forecast. So you can tell we're a little sad about it. Brad's pretty much hurt.
This is my sad song.
Yep. Basically, it's the only song he can play. But it's appropriate for where we're at mentally right now. So, I guess we're just gonna have to stay inside today. The bus ride was awful. This whole day has been awful. So we're gonna talk about things to do when you can't get outside, or just things that bum you out, because that's where we are right now. Pretty bummed out.
It's very gray out.
This song is making it worse. You didn't have to put it away, I'm just saying.
No, it's time to talk.
Yeah.
So it is a rainy day.
It's not just a rainy day, it's overall depressing. And it's hard to get out of that funk.
Yeah.
What do you like to do when you're stuck inside?
Well, I like to look at my battle scars
You have battle scars.
in here
Oh.
and in here.
Because I'm more of a physical scar kind of guy.
Yeah.
I hurt myself a lot. Not on purpose.
Yeah. Scars are cool, man.
I don't know if they're cool. Did I ever tell you the story about the finger?
You might have. You go ahead and, for the sake of the audience, go ahead and share it with us. And
Alright, so it's my middle finger. So I don't know if you can see it, but there's a scar. You can see it right there, right?
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is back in my younger days. I was in my early 20s.
Early 20s.
And
early 20s, Justin. So just less gray.
I did the commercial grade landscaping, if you will. I didn't mow. We
That's
did
a lawn service.
Yes, that's lawn maintenance. I installed irrigation systems, boulder walls, pavers, that kind of stuff.
Serious stuff.
Men's work.
Manly work.
Well, we were slow on work, and so my boss had us build a boulder wall at his dad's house. And it was just me and this gentleman by the name of Robbie. Rob was probably 15 years older than me. He was a bouncer. Pretty tough dude.
He sounds nice.
He was. He'd be a huge jerk most of the time, but there were moments where he was nice. But we were building a boulder wall. I'm not talking stones. I'm talking boulders where you'd have to bring in a bobcat. Yeah. Well, there's, if you've ever done physical work, there's just times where you have to manually carry these boulders. While I was carrying a boulder, and I went to set it down on another boulder, not realizing that my finger was underneath there. Well, I set it on my finger, but it was one of those things where it didn't hurt right away, so I looked down at my finger, and my finger had popped. Like the tip of my finger had popped like a pimple.
That's what it felt like? A pimple?
No, that's what it looked like.
Okay.
And again, I hadn't felt anything yet. And I looked down my finger, and there was this white thing dangling out. And then I was like, whoa.
Would it look like a hangnail or something?
It looked like a floppy spinal cord.
Could you see like little vertebrae-esque?
Yes. And it's dangling there. And I don't know if I was in shock or what. I was just looking at it, and so I go, hey, Robbie, what is that, you know? And now I'm, like 21. I'm not saying I was young or anything, but like I'm looking for comfort, like reassurance from an older... someone older was like, oh, don't worry about it. Or maybe not along those lines, but it's like, oh, here, I'll help you out. just because I didn't know what I was looking at. His response was, cut it off. We got to get back to work. And so, I'm trying to impress this guy that's, older and bigger and stronger. So I was like, well, what do I cut it off with? And he's like, I got a pair of fingernail clippers in my truck. So I go to grab the fingernail clippers, and it's dangling about that far off my finger, and I snip it off, and all of a sudden this shooting, like, vibration pain went through me like I was getting electrocuted, and I went, ah! And I blacked out. I wake up to Robbie slapping me, going, get back up, we got to get back to work. So I go back to work. I finish the day.
Sure.
I just wrapped duct tape around it. Well, it wasn't until about 10 years later that I found out that I cut off the nerve ending to my fingertip. That it had shot out of my finger from this boulder, and then I finished the job by cutting it off. So now I have no feeling in this fingertip.
So the first knuckle area?
Yeah.
No feeling?
So there's no feeling up here. Like, like when you cut your fingernails too short or whatever, it's like,
yeah.
I could literally, this fingernail could fall off. I wouldn't know.
Do you ever do cool stuff like hold it over a flame or anything?
No, I don't. No, that's just a vulgar display of power at that point. No, we're not doing it.
Come on.
No, I'm not doing it. No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
I'm not doing
Come on.
it. No, I'm
Come
not
on.
doing it. Stop.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
I don't want to do it.
Come on.
It's still going to hurt its heat.
Come on.
Nope.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Stop.
Come on.
You can't just keep saying come on and expect me to do it. It wasn't this thick. It was thinner. But it was literally like this. This was dangling out of my finger like that. And I cut it off with...
How long was it?
About this long.
Really?
It shot out that far.
How did it get past your...
Dude, I don't know. But I just... And then my solution was someone else's fingernail clippers.
All right. So I broke my collarbone one time. It's not as fascinating as a story as yours, but...
I don't know if my story is fascinating. Just...
I thought it was fascinating, but, I was probably 5 years old playing tag with my older brother, who's probably 7.5, 8 at this time, and we're getting ready to go out to dinner. And we're
Where are
playing
you going for dinner?
Big Boy. Elias' brother, Big Boy.
You don't go to Big Boy for dinner.
Back in the day, we did. Okay, don't focus on that.
I'm having a hard time not.
So as a younger, smaller child, to an older brother, my technique was when I was being chased, I would drop down to the ground and he would shoot past me, and I would get up and take off the other way. Okay.
Buying you a good 5 to 10 second head start.
Right. Because I knew my move. He didn't know my move. So.
You think he would eventually have caught on?
Right. Well, it turns out that he might have, because I was chasing him, and he decided to pull this move. But I trip over him, face shoulder plant, on the ground. I don't hear a snap. I mean, I'm in pain from what I remember. I was super young. But we went out to dinner. I remember telling my dad that, my arm kind of hurts. Something might be off, and he was just kind of like, "Nah, you're fine." Just
go get the fingernail clippers.
Yeah, go get the fingernail clippers. So, finished dinner, and then by the time we get home, finally I break into tears. And I'm like, "No, seriously, something's wrong." So I guilt him into taking me to the hospital, and sure enough, I had broken my collarbone. So,
and then did you go, "Yeah, Dad"? Yeah.
I told you. No, I don't remember that. I remember the doctor drawing on a paper, though, of how fractured the collarbone was.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, and I didn't have to have a cast or nothing, but they gave me like a training bra apparatus. So it was like a harness that went over the back and over the shoulders and stuff to just sort of keep it in place. At least that's what I remember of it. So You know, looking back on it, I feel pretty tough though. Like even though
No, you took it like a champ.
even though I
until
broke
the
my
tears
collarbone.
came.
Well, yeah, but I broke my collarbone and I still went to dinner before I demanded medical
I mean,
attention.
at that point, I mean, Big Boy was calling.
Right. Well, that was a big deal back then.
Big Boy, using the word
That's a
Big Boy and
5-year-old
Big Deal in the same sentence.
In a small town, and the only real diner in town is a Big Boy. I mean,
That's sad.
That's the Friday night treat, man.
Oof. So I was golfing with my younger brother and a friend, and as you know, you can only get 2 people on the golf cart, so we took turns riding the front. Mm-hmm. And if you were on the front, you knew you were, there's a chance you're going to get bucked off. That was part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Chad, my younger brother, was riding the front, and I slammed on the brakes. He flew off, but I hit some wet grass, so I just continued to slide. There's nothing I could do at that point. Literally running over my brother. And you couldn't see him. All you heard was the screams of pain. So you look over the front, and all you could see was his head sticking out from underneath the golf cart. It was an unwritten rule. Like,
right.
You knew it. When I was on the front, I knew Chad was trying to buck me, and my friend was trying to buck me. Like,
Right.
we rotated. So if you were on the front, you would eventually rotate to the passenger seat, to the driver, and you just kept rotating.
Got you.
So Chad just happened to be on the front, and I happened to be driving, and I slammed on the brakes, and mission accomplished. I tossed him about 10 feet, but then I slid 10 feet and ended up on top of him. Like I said, you look over, and all you could see was his head.
So how old were you guys?
I was just out of high school. I was still in high school. Chad was starting his first year of high school hockey, and I broke his ankle. And this was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before school started.
Nice.
So his first year of high school hockey, he was down because of me.
What if that could have been his...
So that's what, like, that was his physical scar, but my emotional scar was, you know, I don't want to hurt him that bad.
What if that was the year of development where he took off and he could have became something with his life, you know, athletically, an NHL superstar or something, and you...
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this?
I feel like you could potentially owe your brother millions of dollars.
Why are you doing this to me? It was kind of funny to see just a head sticking out.
Like the golf cart was birthing a Chad?
This was the golf cart. Me, my buddy, we both leaned over, and all you saw was his head sticking out underneath.
Did he cry? Did I ask that?
He was in a lot of pain, yes.
Okay.
I think it was one of the first times he broke a bone. But he was screaming so loud that a random golfer came over to help us pull the golf cart off of him.
All right, the next year you guys go golfing. Does this tomfoolery happen again?
Oh, yes. And it still does to this day.
Lesson not learned.
I mean, lesson, like, I learned a lesson. That's not changing anything, though. I hate rain days.
Let's get out of here.
But where are we going to go?
I don't know, but the bus is coming. We got to go catch it.
All right.
So, thanks for watching, subscribing, sharing with your friends. We hope you enjoyed this depressing, emotional...
The rainy day special.
The rainy day special. I've been Brad. This has been...
Stop requested.
And you just watched Justin. So, we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. I hope you liked that episode. If you did and you want to see more episodes, click this button right here to subscribe. If you want to see our previous episode, click this button here to watch our previous episode. If you want to see an episode randomly selected for you, click this button right here. Until next time, we'll see you later.